All right, you know what? This got messed up so bad from the beginning. Just unmute your mics, man.
Okay, I'm here now.
Okay, so it says that it's live, and I had to switch it from private to public, so it's switched on to public now.
I'm on the channel right now, and I'm not seeing anything.
Really?
Oh, we're live! Four
Are we
people are
live?
watching us too.
Are we live?
We're live. We're live. Okay.
All right, this is great. All right,
I'm-
tell me if you hear the background music. It should be pretty light.
Oh
Yep,
wait,
there's background music on.
All right, this is great. All right. Can you guys hear that background music?
yeah, it's definitely up.
Okay.
I can't. Wait, do it again.
It should be. The music should be going.
I can hear it.
Great. All right, we're good to go, man. This is it. This is the real deal. We got 5 people watching us right now.
Yes.
All right, we are live. Right. Okay, so
I've got the chat
getting
open and everything.
fabulous. So get your questions into us. We're at FPL Stag, FPL Hins, and FPL Thunshot. We're all available for questions. We all have just put up little tweets for you to tweet at and then send us your questions. So I'm going to just jump to the first question that I see, and it is coming from Peter Blake. And I'm going to fire at Thun there straight away. Do you consider Son to be a rotation risk this weekend after the international break?
Yes, 100% for me. What do
Yeah.
you guys think?
Like, I'm thinking that there's a chance, but like Tottenham definitely need to get the win. We were talking about Man City earlier and how they needed to get the win, you and I, against Everton. But like, that's Everton. But this is West Brom. This is like the
Yeah.
pluckiest, defensive, clumsiest team in the league. Like,
Yeah.
you could go to the Hawthorns and never score a goal. Like, they need to get their best firepower up. They still have no Kane. So I think he'd have to play. Yeah.
Chief, what do you think?
Chief, what are you thinking?
I think Chief's mic is muted.
Chief, your
I'm
mic's
here.
muted.
I'm here. No,
Yeah,
I'm,
he's here.
There he is.
I'm sitting crystal clear. I just didn't want to do any gremlins in the background there. So the question is, Son, is he a rotation risk? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we're working on, yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, look, he's shown some good form in his last few Premier League games. If it's based on the fact of him being jet lagged due to the international break, well, you could say that for most of the other players as well. I just can't see, Spurs have a good thing going. Why would they mess around with their team right now unless they had an injury problem? That's what my take is on that.
Yeah, the way I see it is, so Spurs have what five midfielders to pick from. They've got Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Heung-min Son, Musa Sissoko, and am I missing one? Eric Lamela. That's the 5th one.
Lamella.
And we've seen that.
Lamella.
Yeah, we've seen that Lamela has kind of been the short stick, so to speak.
He definitely caught you out at the start of the season. He caught a few people out. That,
He caught
put
me
in a
out
few
for sure,
decent
yeah.
performances, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden it's like you can't even rely on him to get 10 minutes, not to mind 90 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I had him at the beginning of the season. I think he racked up 1 assist for me, and that's it.
Oh, you didn't have him in that? Like, didn't he score on the opening day? You didn't have him that fine day.
I did not. No, I had the Wonder Boy with Nathan Redmond, so that was good.
Well, I had him too. Yeah, that was a nice moment. Except like we all had him for too long, and then it didn't work out at all. So just talking about Gremlins again. I'm sorry to you, poor 5 people or however many of you are watching. I can't even see the stream live
Bro,
myself.
we've got 21 people.
What? 21?
We've got
people?
21 people watching. I think
Holy goodness.
Chief just commented, "Hi guys."
Oh, did he? Okay, well
Yep.
that's fantastic. I personally can't see it, but if you guys are seeing it, then I don't mind. So oh wait, if you access it from a certain direction, you can see it live, and if you don't access it from a certain direction, you can't. Like I don't know, guys. Like those of you who've made it here, you're survivors. I can't even see it myself. I'm live on the podcast, and I can't even see it.
Yeah, keep it going. Everyone's saying, "Hey, what's up?" Is
Oh,
that
okay, well,
is that
hello.
FPL Walt there? Is that Max Walters?
That must be him.
That must
That
be
must
him.
be our Walt.
Someone said drink and listening Walt. That sounds about right.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go and grab another question from the chat. Right. What's your take on
Did we address
Sanchez
that,
captain,
though?
guys?
Did we finish that?
Did we address Son as a rotation risk? I don't think he is personally.
Really?
No.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Yep. So, sorry, Luke? What was your reasoning about Son being a rotation risk?
So for one Champions League, I think there's a round this week and next week, correct?
You would be correct.
So
yeah, we've
Spurs have four games in 2 weeks.
They're playing away to Bayer Leverkusen on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's not the worst game in the world. Like we saw, was it Moyes' United or Van Hal's United demolished Bayer Leverkusen? I know now that's a historical game and stuff, but like, what have Leverkusen got beyond Chicharito? Like, I see him popping up on vines all the time.
That's before my time. Do they still have Çalhanoğlu from Turkey?
Sorry, guys. Just a quick questions come in.
Yes.
First, whose mic is farting? Number one.
Whose mark is farting? It's probably mine.
Yeah, it's realistically. Oh, I can see the stream again.
And the other question is, apparently the link that I've tweeted, people have to log into YouTube to access it. I thought it was a public link.
I'm on 100% on a public link because I'm not signed in right now. I'm gonna just look. Okay, look. I've just put up the link to the actual stream itself.
Okay.
I hope this works for people.
Can I give that a retweet?
I've tagged both of you in it now.
Okay.
Great. So hopefully
audience,
that
just be a little patient with us. We know that
this is week one.
this is a bit of a mess.
That's okay. So the farting, guys, for those of you who are here, this is gonna have to become a thing. That's Luke being tased. He actually has like this special seat, and when he doesn't talk enough, that's what happens. He just gets tased.
Really?
So,
okay, yeah. So I'll just keep talking. That's the plan.
Yeah, you hear the screams from him, or just the tase.
Well, yeah, you'll see. This show is about tasers and curtains.
Oh god.
Yeah, we had a quick test run the other night of running this, and all we could get was like Chief's webcam was working, but like it wasn't even pointed at him or anything. It was just pointed at his curtains, like the curtain hole. And I couldn't even see it. It was just Luke going, "I see curtains." For I think there was a solid 10 minutes of that. Anyway, all right, we've kind of come to the end of that Sun section. I think no, he won't be a rotation risk. You think yes, and Chief, you said that Sun rotation risk, yes or no?
No, I can't see it unless there's an injury on his part. So are we 2-1? Son will start. Is that right?
Yeah, we are indeed.
I think so. Yep.
But okay, kind of similar vein then, we were kind of talking about international duty there. Son, is he a doubt? Is he going to play? Whatever. Rotation risks and all that. Sanchez captain, someone is asking about. So you've got a man who has played 2 games at the other side of the world, who's coming back to an Arsenal team. Is he a rotation risk, I would say, would be the first question. But EPL Science has actually asked, should he captain him?
Oh, that's a good question. I think your captain should always be someone that you know is going to start, and right now Sanchez has a history of coming back from international break and sitting on the bench. He's been lights out this year. I can't fault him for his performance, and that certainly makes me think that Arsenal needs him to start, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Personally, I look at the Sanchez thing as a person who doesn't own Sanchez. I've somehow avoided it. I have Walcott now. Only now. I haven't had him the previous week, so I can't really be very happy about it. Like, I just got Arsenal cover in for the first time all season this week.
How's it feel?
How does it feel? If I said I was really gunning for it, no. It feels good. At least, look, I'm no longer sitting in fear of Arsenal getting a clean sheet because I have Koscielny. And I look across at little Theo, and I hope that he actually plays true to his potential that we've been talking about for the past decade in another few weeks, because he has certainly done well for the last few. Sanchez captain. I would have said to people in my column this week that you probably shouldn't bring him into your teams because you can't be 100% he'll play the full game. Arsenal have Ludogorets in the Champions League at midweek. It's a typically Arsenal game to lose or mess up in Europe. I think that Arsene Wenger will have to be a bit careful with him. So, captaining him? No. Keeping him in your team, of course.
Yeah. What do you think, Chief?
We get this situation with a lot of players after the international break where they go halfway around the world, score a goal, then get a bit knackered, and then there's that question of them playing 90 minutes or not in the Premier League. Put simply, I will say 3 things. Don't buy him if you don't have him just yet. Don't sell him, and don't captain him. Now, what I mean by that is you're basically covering all your bases in that instance, in the sense that if you buy him and captain him, you're really risking a lot there.
Yeah.
I've got him in my team, and I'm not going to captain him. I've looked at the stats for Alexis Sanchez after international breaks, and in some instances, if not most of them, he has actually started, although not played the full 90. My gut feeling says Alexis Sanchez will start this weekend, and that's primarily due to the fact that I believe Olivier Giroud, my nemesis, is injured.
Oh, big Olivier!
And Theo Walcott, he's not going to play down the centre. He's been playing, off from the side, cutting in.
No.
He's doing really well. They're not going to mess about with that. I can foresee Alexis Sanchez playing 60, 70 minutes, might get a cheeky goal. But yeah, that's where I stand on that. I foresee him starting, won't get double-digit returns, but don't captain him, and don't sell him, and don't buy him.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter a rumor that Lucas Perez might start up top. I don't really know the credibility to that. He hasn't really impressed this season.
He hasn't been given a chance either, though. He has pretty decent pedigree from last season, from what I remember of the stats. Now, okay, guys, we need to move on from Sanchez because Walt is asking the really important questions right now. No, Walt, it's not good to be 3.8 million in the world, but Walt also asks, egg or pasta? One word answers now.
Pasta.
Chief?
That was easy. Chiefo, where are you at?
Egg or pasta?
Yeah, this is important.
Why not have both?
That wasn't the question, Chief. Stick to the question, man.
Have you ever heard of egg fried pasta, Chief?
I'm talking about pasta with scrambled egg on top. Try it.
Like some pad thai.
That's some big effort. Right, the general is coming in with a pretty serious question, though, here. Benteke?
Can I just clarify something?
Yes, you can.
The guy Max Walters, I don't think that's FPL Walt. I just thought I'd clarify that. And I think Donica Brennan, one of our good friends on Twitter, he's asked a question about Son. I believe we've covered that, but we'll retouch on that later on. But yeah, come to the general's question, please.
Yeah, general's question, if I scroll up the chat. Benteke, Dini or Austin? And one word, like one sentence, why?
Benteke, Dini, or Austin?
Yeah, so they're all pretty decent.
Yeah, they're all pretty similarly priced as well.
They are indeed, yeah.
So I have Troy Deeney in my team. I know, Stag, me and you talked a lot when I was on Wildcard a couple of weeks ago about Troy Deeney. And he's come good. He's come good.
7.1, 30 points so far.
Yep.
Middlesbrough away, Swansea away, Hull home next.
Yeah, the fixtures are there. He's been scoring goals. So I can't look past Troy Deeney. If I was to order them, I would say Deeney. It's a toss up between Benteke and Austin, really, for me.
Like with Benteke, you're looking at, okay, so you've got a man who's scored 3 goals in his last 4 Premier League games. He's West Ham at home next. West Ham are a rabble for now. Then you've Leicester away, who are a rabble away from home, but they're brilliant at home, so I wouldn't really trust him there. Then you've Liverpool at home, maybe he has something to play for there. And then it's Burnley away. That's already, like, Burnley away is in November. That's years away as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
and then,
the way I see it is if Benteke has scored goals immediately coming into that Palace side, I only think he can get better.
True. Chief, what's your call on that?
So with respect to Benteke, look, he's in a purple. He's hit some form. He's getting goals at league level and at international level. I think he's definitely worth getting in right now. With Troy Deeney, I know he's got a good run of games as well, but with him, I don't think he lacks the attacking prowess that Benteke has. Yeah, and granted, Deeney's shown some form as well, but I just feel that I know Watford have scored a fair number of goals this season, but I just don't think they can sustain it. Whereas Palace, with their powerhouse of Zaha, Townsend, and Benteke, they're bound to score more goals. And
you're talking about having Benteke in the box, trying to head in probably some of the most inaccurate crosses in the league. You know,
I mean, there is that as well. I mean, if Benteke was at United or Arsenal, he'd be scoring 20 plus goals a season, no questions asked. I think that with that Palace team, you know, that they are a bit inconsistent under Pardew, and you know the crossing could be better, but there is something there. And they're playing West Ham, who are leaking goals for fun as well. We've got to factor that in. But was Charlie Austin the other striker that was mentioned?
Yeah, Charlie Austin. So 6.3 million. Next game is, well, he's playing Burnley at home this weekend. Man City away, Chelsea home, Hull away. 5.4%.
I think Charlie Austin is a tantalising prospect at that price, but I will say two things there. You've got Jay Rodriguez, you know, with him sort of like coming back, surfacing up.
He's back. He's full fitness now. Yeah.
Full fitness, and you've got Shane Long, who started for Southampton, albeit you know he's not been as hot recently. And then you've got Redmond as well. So yeah, Austin for the time being is the main man, but the question is, will he lose out on minutes at some point later on? Yeah, for the time being, can get him, no questions asked. But from those three, Benteke has to be Benteke every day of the week.
Wow.
Really? Okay. So currently I have Deeney of them. I think if Deeney's fixtures weren't so good, it would probably be Benteke for me too. But just at the moment, I really can't see Benteke doing too well. Just a quick note on the Southampton side of things there. I cover Southampton for NBC, so I kind of see a little bit more Southampton news than I should. So Sofiane Boufal is also back. He's in full training. They are hoping he'll play this weekend. He's only 25% on the Premier League website. There's a good chance that they'll try and, stick him on for 20 minutes at the end this weekend. You're just talking about limiting minutes. Like, that could even limit Tadic in the long run. Because Tadic has played pretty much every single game that Southampton have played. The only game he didn't play, for any minutes in really was the League Cup. And he still played, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And, you've a lot of guys in that Southampton team they need to please. Jay Rodriguez was going to go out alone, and then he saved their bacon against Sunderland to get a draw in his 8-minute cameo appearance, and then they didn't let him go. That's Southampton stuff. That's going to get difficult. They have, I think, in the next 22 days they play 7 games.
It is tough. The way I look at it is Tadic. I actually own him in a Play Toga draft league, and I feel confident in him starting because all those guys that you mentioned have featured at striker, and really Tadic is the only one for me at least that seems to drop into the hole, play that number 10 role, unless I'm mistaken. But we've seen Charlie Austin, Shane Long, Nathan Redmond all sort of up and in the striker or winger position. Even Jay Rodriguez I think has been up in striker as well, right?
Yeah, in the tiny few minutes he's played before his groin or knee or other part of his body.
Yeah, so I'm in more of the vein of thinking that Tadic is that guy that's going to start pretty much every week, and he's really impressed me.
He's been unreal. Even that stat that was going out during the week, the last 10 goals that Serbia have scored. I know Serbia aren't Southampton, but deal with it.
2 goals.
He's still involved.
He's 2 goals no matter who you play.
Yeah, exactly. But he's just done ridiculously well. He's involved in all their last 10 goals. Right, I'm just going to fly through the chat and just hit a few questions on my head because I just think that they just... Okay, opinion about Arnautovic. From me, it's just a big owl no. I put up a tweet during the week and it showed his shooting stats, and it just showed how the few shots he has taken, he hasn't actually taken that many. They're low, odd shots. There's so many better options in his price range. Does anyone else have anything to add to Arnautovic? I'll hit another question otherwise.
What do you think, Chief? I definitely don't think Arnautovic is a great buy right now.
No, he's not. Look, Stoke have the fixtures, sure, but would you back a chicken if he was playing for Stoke? Arnautovic has done about as much as a chicken in the Premier League so far. I know he scored a goal, but so could a chicken. A beach ball scored a goal once.
What do you think, Chief?
6 words. Form is key. Class doesn't matter. Don't let the fixtures fool you. I know they've got a good run of upcoming games. I know they're due some points. I know they're due some wins. But the fact is, they're simply not performing right now. We want to second guess them and hope for the best. And Shay Given isn't in goal anymore. But really, is there sufficient evidence there for you to decide, if if any of the players will actually perform this weekend, let alone for the weeks ahead. I don't think so. And even last season, Arnautovic went through some spells where he scored a few, assisted a few. For me, he's not consistent enough. In fact, none of those Stoke players are consistent enough for me. If any, one that does spring to mind and seems of interest is Joe Allen, but he's not really an FPL player. I think
4.8 million though.
Sorry?
4.8 million for Joe Allen. Like he's a oh crap, I need to save 2 million to get in someone better. Let's get rid of Capoue to save, just that little bit.
He's a poor man's Etienne Capoue. That's one way of looking at him, I guess. But with him,
where does he even play in that team? Is he
Joe
there?
Allen, he's kind of centre mid at the moment. Like usually he's kind of defensive mid, but right now he's just that little bit further forward.
Yeah.
He's just kind of got lucky on final balls. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in with one thing. Mfads is crying in the chat because he hasn't had a question answered. So I'll give him his chance
Sorry,
and let him
Mfads.
have a question. Yeah, sorry, Mfads. Will Sterling start, guys? I'm now saying yes and going back on my tweet that kind of got a bit of traction yesterday.
Yeah, this is coming from a resident City fan on the show. I fully expect Sterling to start this week. The injury rumor went in pretty much at the beginning of the break, and whether you like it or not, I think that was a decision made by the club to say, look, this guy's crucial to our attack. We can't lose him no matter what. So I think Sterling will start. Dropping a point last week dropping 2 points to Spurs. Did I just say 2? We lost all 3. I'm delusional. Dropping 3 points wasn't good, and I think we need to be ready to go in the league no matter what happens.
I can definitely see why you'd have fears about Sterling, right? Okay, he had this injury, which, if you're asking Luke, definitely has quotation marks around it. And you also have Barcelona on Wednesday for City in the Champions League. That's obviously a pretty big game. But as Luke kind of pointed out, Man City need to win this game.
Yeah.
They need Sterling to play. Now, if Man City go 2-0 up, I could definitely see both Aguero and Sterling just being whipped off that pitch straight away. Because the Man City team is nothing without them. Like, De Bruyne isn't going to be back, is he? He's back for Wednesday.
I saw something today that he could be back. Pep, in his press conference, said that it's possible that he played, but I don't expect him to play. We've had Champions League this whole season already. We've played games in the midweek, and Sterling's played every single game, and I just don't see him being rested. What do you think, Chief?
I think with Sterling, and this is something that is telling for many players who are quote unquote injured before or during an international break. I believe that his injury may not be as bad as it seems. His withdrawal was probably precautionary. My gut feeling is that he will start. He probably may not play the full 90 due to the Champions League football during the week. I've got him in my team, in fact, as well, and I've got no qualms with starting him. Those yellow flags sometimes, they're just a mirage. Don't worry too much about them. In this instance, I've not read anything that leads me to believe that he'll be on the bench this weekend. And like you said there, Luke, City need a win, and what better way for them to win than the informed players, Aguero and Sterling, starting, scoring and winning and rewarding us FPL managers handsomely.
And yes, you still have Ari Hiroki is just throwing into the chat there that he's asking about Nolito and Sane. He's saying Nolito is back. Nolito, who actually scored for Spain during the internationals, and Sane, who City paid multiple tens of millions for during the summer. Like, it is, the sort of game that you play them rather than Sterling. It's difficult. I think he'll start. Luke thinks he'll start. Chief thinks he'll start, but he mightn't start.
I mean, it's not 100%, but I think Ari's throwing some shots in the chat down there.
Yeah, exactly. There is, at the end of the day, Ari, unfortunately, a reason why we're here broadcasting to all of you guys and not Pep Guardiola.
Can I just make a quick message for our lovely listeners there? For all of those that are listening, if you could subscribe to our channel, that would be greatly appreciated as well. And
fantastic.
This is just a pilot show for us, and we intend to do many more of these shows in the weeks and months ahead. And we can only do it with your support. If you feel it's worthwhile, then we'll certainly continue. Isn't that right, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's exactly it. Like, we gotta get that feedback, and we gotta look. If you don't like the music, tell us. If you want different music, link it to us. If you have like really cool art pictures, things for us, send it to us. If you have like a weird article that you want us to discuss, send it. It's all up to you guys. It really is.
Yeah, agreed. It's only gonna get better. We're figuring this stuff out as we go, but yeah, we're hoping to bring this to you. I think it's a good time for everyone, and we're pretty excited for this idea, right? It's a little different than everything you see.
So excited that we're going to answer another question. How would you accommodate a fit Kevin De Bruyne in your team with Payet? Or no, is Pratesh asking how to accommodate KDB when fit, Payet? Is he trying to pit both of them into his team? Who would you sacrifice?
Pratesh on Twitter? Is that where you found that?
Yeah, Pratesh. That's P
Okay,
underscore
I see it.
Patel
I
11.
see it. Go for it, Chief.
So, if you want KDB in your team, along with Aguero, Payet, and many of the big hitters, the only way you're realistically going to get him, along with even Sanchez, is with a pound shop defense. And with a pound shop defense, what I mean is you get rid of all your premium defenders, you get rid of all your premium goalkeepers, literally have 4.0 goalkeepers and pretty much 4.0, 4.5 defenders, and then you'll squeeze him in. My question to you is that really worth it at this point in the season with KDB, still injured? Of course not. And then the question is, would it be worth getting him in once he hits some form? Well, that's something that's worth considering. But
Yep.
you're really going to have to decimate your defense to get him in. Having said all that, just one quick point on that as well. There aren't that many clean sheets that have been coming the way of FPL managers this season. Perhaps it's worth a punt in doing that, but I wouldn't do it for a full slate of 4.0s and 4.5. What do you guys think?
Well, you see, I'm looking across the teams and how you'd fit it in. I'm going to be pretty quick. Like, okay, you're looking at probably having a striking lineup of, let's say, okay, it's Aguero you want, great. And then you're looking at maybe having a Dini or a Benteke, and then you're looking at like Diamand or, some other Mandarin who isn't going to score many goals in your forward line, your third forward. You're probably looking at sacrificing your fourth and fifth midfielders. You're probably going to put like a Carrick or a Coquelin or Michael Kitely, who's 4.3 million. I know there's a few others. There's Brannigan of 4.3 as well. There's a few of them. Grand. You're looking at having one of those, and then you're looking at having an Etienne Capoue or a Joe Allen, and then you're looking at you're looking at Payet, Kevin De Bruyne, and then maybe a 6.0 midfielder like I don't know. You might go to the heady heights of Nathan Redmond, who someone's asking, keep or ditch Redmond? Ditch. Luke, your opinion on the De Bruyne situation?
So Redmond you got to ditch. If you're planning on playing a 3-4-3 this week, which I usually try and do, I think you have to go with the two cheaper midfield options. If you're trying to get KDB and Payet in, you can have those two, and then you can have someone like Robert Snodgrass, for example, who's 5.7, good fixtures. If you're gonna go the route that you mentioned, Stag, with the 4.5 cheapo Diamand or someone with the likes of that, I think it does allow you for a little more budget in midfield, but again, you're really cutting it close by.
To be honest, Luke, you're spending too much on Diamand. He's 4.6. You can't afford that. You're looking at Graban at 4.4. Like you're going down to the bottom of the bottom.
I don't mess with the 4.5 forwards like Chief does, but
I wouldn't dabble in that sort of dirtiness.
No, definitely not.
Right.
Yeah, Chief was super high on the 3.52 the beginning of this year.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, I saw a stat during the week about like where the points were coming this year in FPL. I think it was by FPL Secrets, maybe. I definitely liked it so that I'd have it for this chat. And it was all about like where the points were coming. I'm still scrolling as fast as I can, and I'm delaying my words to try and get this up, and it's just not coming up.
Yeah,
this is really annoying. I really thought I was going to get this. But pardon?
I saw that tweet as well, and it said how 47% of the points were coming from midfielders. But remember this: you can field 5 midfielders in your FPL team. You can't field 5 strikers, and that's why the distribution, I believe, was slightly skewed in the favour of the midfielders.
Yeah.
Because of that reason, in part. Having said that, the midfielders. You've had some good performers this season with the likes of Capu being a high point scorer up until recently, as well as some others. The reason I went 3-5-2 at the start of the season with the cheap 4.5 striker Diomande was so that I could accommodate for Aguero and Ibrahimovic in my team. That was one of my primary drivers.
Yeah.
And speaking of Aguero, and this is something that has been asked in the chat as well, one of the questions, it is captaincy. Who are we going to pick for our captain for game week 8? And my armband right now is on Aguero. I'm not going to change it, and it's for one reason only. Can you guys tell me why I'm captaining Aguero?
I think it would be something to do with your pinned tweet on your profile for the last few weeks, pointing out that Aguero is prolific in Game Week 8. That in 2014-15 he scored 4 goals, 2015-16 he scored 5, and now you think he's going to score 6.
He's going to score 6. That's what the pattern says.
Yeah. And that's how it always works. It always
49
works that
retweets and 90 likes means it keeps popping up in front of me.
Yeah.
Can I say in those previous 2 instances with Aguero in game week 8 last season and the season before, I had David Silva in my team. I was watching that game live, lunchtime kickoff against Tottenham, and I was really excited. David Silva got an assist or a goal, and then all of a sudden Aguero wouldn't stop scoring, and thank God he got that penalty. Otherwise I would have suffered more. And then last season, that's when they hammered my beloved team Newcastle.
Yeah.
And I had KD.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
For the time being, I had KDB and I had Aguero in my team. And to this day, I don't know why I captained KDB. I got 30 points, but then I lost out on the captaincy points for Aguero's 5 goals. So I've said to myself, look, I've got him in my team. He's fit. He's got some form. I'm going to captain him because of what's happened previously, and that's my logic to it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The dreaded yellow flag's been taken off Sergio Aguero. So he's fit. He's ready to go. He will start this weekend. There's no question about that. I've seen some rumors about Kelechi and Nacho starting. That's not happening. It's Aguero. And Everton's defense, I can't really say they've been good. I can't really say they've been bad, but I expect City to come out rearing, and Aguero's in my team to be captain every week. That's just how it goes. Call me crazy, call me stubborn, but that's the way I play.
It's all about captain obvious at the end of the day. If we want to maintain position, it's all about captaining. Obvious in FPL's case, that is Aguero.
Yeah.
You're not going to see a massive red arrow if you captain him, or if you're going to be, if you at the end of the day with him, you know what you're getting. If he blanks, everyone blanks. If he gets a hat trick, everyone gets a hat trick. Small green arrow.
Yep.
Small green arrow. That's what you're essentially getting. But then again, that's one way of playing the game. Others want to captain a differential. I used to be of the persuasion that you could captain a differential here and there, but the more I've seen the top managers play the game and how they've done it, they've gone for the obvious picks.
Yeah.
Captain in week out, and for them they're maintaining that position by doing that very tactic. So if it works for them, why can't it work for the average Joe?
Yeah,
right, so I'm just going to hit up there. I've just tweeted out, just trying to get us to get some more people on the stream. There's a nice little gif of Sergio Aguero puffing his cheeks during a Manchester derby. I've linked you both in it. Just retweet it out there, and if we could get as many people as we can into this.
He is a beautiful man, isn't he?
And isn't he so beautiful?
I love him.
We need some more
much.
questions. And James Parter has tweeted at FP. He's actually not tweeted. He has just sent it into the stream.
Wow, he's actually tagged us in the comments.
And he's asked. Exactly. Yeah, that's new. Congratulations, Mr. Parter. You're the first one. Right. So he asks, Siggy, a good pick. He has corners, free kicks, and pens, and he's looked good recently. All right. So I'm gonna just say, I really would not trust Swansea right now. I haven't watched much Swansea of late, bar the bare minimum to stop me scraping my eyes out of their sockets. But I just don't think he's looking that well. If I remember rightly, Swansea's fixtures aren't good. I'm trying to rush
Yeah,
to
I'm
get their
pushing it.
fixtures up.
I'm pulling
Oh
them
wait,
up right
sorry. They
now.
go Arsenal away, and then they have 2 good games: Watford at home and Stoke away. So maybe there is a chance with those. But
Siggy's up to 7.2 million now.
oh geez, yeah, there are better options.
I think there are better options at his price point. You know,
I agree.
if Swansea do start to show some form, he is the guy to own from them. He's everything goes through him, and so I think he's one to wait and see. I think Arnautovic, like in the same vein, just wait and see how the two teams perform this weekend. And but yeah, I think it's too much of a risk this week to go for Gylfi.
Yeah, at the moment you just can't mess around with those sort of guys. You just can't. There's just too many good around 7 million, 8 million like midfielder options. You've got Son, Antonio,
Yeah.
Walcott. They're all there that you're sacrificing their slot in truth
Yeah,
Exactly.
to get Sigurdsson, and that's mental. Like, okay, grand. This could be the week that he just starts playing unbelievably. It's happened every season where Siggy goes through his run where everyone needs Siggy. But then there's great vast periods of time where there's nothing from Siggy. It's a bit like Mane actually, except Mane is just an even more expensive version of that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I look at Sigurdsson in past seasons when he's been 6 million. I remember 6 million, at Swansea, a few years back, and he was just assisting and scoring week in, week out. And the difference then to now is the type of players that he's got around them. That type of football, they just don't play it anymore. And I know the questioner has said, yeah, he's on, the set pieces, and he's got a very strong position in that team. But the fact is, the fixtures aren't great. Swansea haven't been great of late. I know the new manager Bradley is going to offer something different, and he's got a very interesting track record wherever he's gone. But he's simply not. It's not worth getting him. Like you've said, there's better options at hand.
yeah.
Just gentlemen, just so that before we move on to the next question, just to remind our viewers, I believe we've got 6 more minutes left of being live. So get your final questions in, and I'll leave it to Stag to ask the next question.
Right. So digging down into the.
Here, I got one right now.
Oh, well, there you go. Luke's got
All
one.
right,
Right, go.
I gotta shout my buddy out, FPL Viper on Twitter. He asks, "Is it time to invest in Borney?" So he means Bournemouth. He also says Sanchez costs 3.6 million more than Walcott. Is he worth it? So Stag, what do you think about the first time? Is it good to invest in Bournemouth?
Am I Borny for Wilshire? No.
Stag, I don't think Wilshere is really the guy that you should be getting from them.
Okay, Callum Wilson, no.
Yeah.
Harry Archer, no. Who else? Josh King, no.
Really, that's a no for Callum Wilson.
That's a no to Callum Wilson as it stands.
You think there's better options for his price?
Yeah, like, okay, I've just got Callum Wilson's little profile up now. 6.4 million, great, good price. He's in the Dini Benteke and Charlie Austin bracket we were talking about earlier. Grand, he plays Hull at home next, then he plays Spurs at home. No one's going to score against Spurs. Like, just nobody scores against Spurs. It just doesn't happen. Like,
No.
it's literally the third miracle of Fatima when someone scores.
Not to
against
get
Spurs.
off track too easily, but you need to have a Spurs defender in your team.
Yeah, like I don't know,
100%.
like there was a stage in Luke's wildcard where he almost had no cover for Spurs in defense or goalkeeping. Like, imagine.
I would have missed out on 9 points from Hugo.
9 points from Big Hugo.
Go ahead, Chief.
Wow. I've got no Spurs cover right now. I want Son. I want Walker. I don't really want Kane or Ali right now, but I simply can't. The only way I could get us in right now is if I took hits. That's the only way I could do it. But yeah, the truth is you need Spurs cover. You can't really do without it. And coming on to Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth have a good run of upcoming games, and I've noticed they've kept 2 clean sheets at home in their previous fixtures, and they've got Hull this weekend. There's no harm in getting a Bournemouth defender from my perspective.
No.
I know there's questions about Josh King, Callum Wilson and whatnot, but I'm looking at Francis, and just to mention this, I still haven't done my transfer or transfers for this weekend, and I'm stuck on this one. Evans has got hard run of upcoming games. I could easily sell him in place of Simon Francis. What do you guys think?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Who are you selling for Simon Francis?
It's Simon Francis. That's basically what this boils down to, is it?
Johnny Evans out, Simon Francis in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an easy transfer for me.
Okay, the Johnny Evans out bit, yeah. Spurs home, Liverpool away, Man City home, Leicester away, and Burnley home. To be honest, they could concede there too. Like, they haven't been the defensive wall that you expect West Brom to be. I know I just not too long ago talked about how they were the clumsiest defense in the league and that Spurs could easily not score against them this weekend, but taking that all back and just totally overriding everything I said, you just you need to dump your West Brom defender, your Ben
100%.
Foster, your whatever right now. And yeah, a Bournemouth one is as good as any. So it's worth having a Watford one. Who else have good
Bournemouth have
fixtures?
kept 4 out of 7 clean sheets this year,
There you go, Bournemouth.
which is really pretty impressive given the
And
lack of clean
Adams-
sheets.
Adam Smith was the one who scored their goal way back. He got the bonus points after an assist against West Brom in game week 3 or 4. I'm running off memory here as I quickly scroll.
He's only 4.6 million right now. He's in my team.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think you can't go wrong with Simon Francis either, though. If that 0.1 million jump to Smith is too much, just go with Francis, and I think you're going to be happy and expect them to keep it clean.
I'm devastated because I want Smith in my team, and I actually had the wrong Smith at the start of the season.
Oh
just to say
no!
But Daniels, is he still on penalties? That was something that was asked on my timeline earlier today.
No, he's not.
I don't think so.
But
I think it's
That's Callum. That's Callum.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were spoiled last year because Callum was out for essentially the entire year. So
Poor Callum Wilson.
yeah, that was unfortunate. But
Yeah.
I think Callum is the guy on pens, and so yeah, I think Charlie Daniels is just too expensive.
Yeah, okay. Well, we very, very briefly mentioned Spurs as a passing thing there. James Parter, man, we took a question from a minute ago, just made a good point that there's no point really going for the Spurs defenders unless you go for Lloris, Vertonghen, or Alderweireld now, because that rotation nightmare is going to start coming in, and even Danny Rose will start getting rotated. I had Rose, towards the end of the season last year, and it was great. Some weeks he scored goals and he got clean sheets, then other weeks he just didn't play. So yeah, as the Champions League comes in, that's gonna be a complete nightmare.
Yeah, I remember me and you, Stag. We talked at length last year about Danny Rose and our everlasting love for him.
What a man! What a man!
I'm gonna actually disagree with you. I don't think that they're gonna be rotated.
Sorry, guys. Just quick clarification. This is something I've seen in the chat. Ari Hiroki says Bournemouth have only kept 2 clean sheets.
And
from what-
I'm looking at Simon Francis, and he is correct right now. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Ari.
What was I looking at?
Well, there you go. That's just proof
Callum
that
Wilson. Oh, this is
I
bugged.
mean-
It's messed up.
Is it maybe that Callum Wilson has gone off as a sub a few times?
It must be. It must be.
Yeah, so a game he played 74 minutes to have a clean sheet. A game they played 70 minutes. Yeah, I think, and then 89 minutes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think you're looking at the wrong man.
All right, good
Francis.
call. Good call, Ari.
Good work, Ari. Good work. You're a wizard, Ari.
Yeah, it does say under Callum Wilson.
Yeah,
4
I
clean
brought him up.
sheets,
I
but-
had them up at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right.
It doesn't change my opinion on him, though. It doesn't change my opinion.
I'm going to look in the chat again, and
Yeah.
my fellow Cork man, Ken Rooney, is in there, so I just want to give him a quick shout out.
Ken.
And we asked a question a minute ago. Yeah, hi, Ken. He's talking about Sterling. He's talking about all sorts of things, but he asked a question way back, and I'm trying to find it. He can't see. Oh, he's thinking about Walcott as captain. Right, so we just talked about Walcott a minute ago, and we all digressed away from him, whether he's worth it over
Ugh.
Sanchez because he's 3.6 cheaper. I'm going to say yes, purely because that's exactly what I've done. But,
Wow.
yeah.
You've
yeah,
actually
good
captained
call.
Theo.
Oh, no. Whoa, no. I'm just talking about putting him in instead of Sanchez.
did
I
you
have
say-
a captain.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, lost in translation. Oh, no,
Okay.
I couldn't do that. I've captained Aguero. No.
Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that one a little more.
Yeah, no, but I have got Walcott, and that's my Arsenal attack coverage in general.
Yeah. What do you think, Chief? Walcott, yes or no?
In an ideal situation, if I could be, if I could have a time machine, I would have Walcott and Sanchez in my team right now. The fact is that Sanchez is an explosive player. He can get 15 points 1 week and 6 the week after. With Walcott, what's been interesting is he's been very consistent from game week 1. And I before Son showed up, I was seriously considering getting Walcott in. And I will say this: I actually did a piece for the Hype Train. Give them a follow on Twitter earlier this week, whereby they asked me which player would you get if you had a chance for this week, and I've said Theo Walcott. And you know what? If I had him, I would even captain him if Sanchez was in the team as well, because he's not jet lagged. He's showing. Why not? I mean, I know we've got the Aguero in week 8 thing, but as a differential captain,
you could go for the Shield captain, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean Walcott vice, Aguero as the actual captain, but you can't really knock Theo right now. He's been superb, and unless he gets an injury, and don't want to jinx him, he's not going to stop him or assisting.
Theo also does not want to jinx Theo, because Lord knows Theo has had enough injuries.
I don't think you can judge Walcott on his England performance as well, just given the state of their national team.
This is going back on my tweet during the week, as just don't bother, and then I bring him in. Right, I'm just looking in. Someone's saying Iwobi. No, Ari, you've been so smart until now, but no. Why have you got Iwobi?
Yeah, Iwobi's out of the team when Giroud or Lucas Perez comes in, so I think he's a risk. Don't bother with Alex Iwobi.
I agree with both of those sentiments. He's fool's gold there.
Yeah.
Should we wrap up, guys? Just final couple of questions.
Yeah. Can I quickly ask? Maybe we can just run through our teams and let the guys know like what we're trying to do with our teams transfers wise.
Yeah,
sure.
So I guess I'll start. So, I listened to the FML FPL podcast, and really, I think they convinced me that I'm actually not going to make a transfer for any of my forward players. Coming back from internationals, I think it's always a risk. You never know who's going to start. You never know who might pick up an injury, and the team won't report it. I feel okay with my starting 7. So right now I have Antonio, Sterling, Sanchez, and Firmino in midfield, and then Lukaku, Aguero, and Dini up top. So I feel really good about that. So actually, I think my one move is going to be I'm going to get out Jakupovic and bring in a 4-0 goalkeeper to replace him. What do you guys think? Should I go Lee Grant or should I go Jordan Pickford?
Fixtures say Lee Grant. Every other part of my body says freaking Pickford because it's Stoke and it's a goalkeeper that isn't Butland.
That's my question.
Wait, what is it?
What is your question?
When's Butland back?
Good question.
Not that long, I would think. I'm going to type Butland injury into Google really quickly, and apparently in September the 1st, the Guardian said he faced another 2 months, so that means
He's expected back November 12th.
There you go. So after the next international break.
So you still got a whole month of Jordan Pickford if you need him. Lee Grant.
Lee Grant, because from my perspective, if I'm not mistaken, Manone's out far longer than Butland, so Pickford would be the safer pick in that instance. And alas, we've already lost one 4.0 in Jakupovic, so there is that risk. You get Grant, you might get a cheeky clean sheet in the weeks to come, but then Butland's back, and then you could be in a situation where you've got no goalkeeper for a week, which is quite dangerous. So I feel that Pickford is the safer pick in terms of not in terms of clean sheet prowess, but in minutes and saves. If I'm not mistaken, guys, didn't he get like 4 points worth of save? No, 2. He had 2 points for playing, 2 points bonus, and 2 points for saves a couple of weeks back. Is that right?
That was just last week. That was Pickford. Yeah, I thought it looked like I got a clean sheet off a goalkeeper. It was great. It was really great. Except I benched Lloris then, because I really thought that Man City would at least score 1 goal, and then Lloris got 9. So I just felt a bit idiotic then. But until then, Pickford looked absolutely outstanding. It really looked great, like telepathic almost.
Yeah, guys, I have breaking news. I have breaking news to break. I've made a live show transfer.
Whoa,
I've gone
this
and
is
done my
this is an
transfer on
industry
air
first.
live. So
Industry first.
that's
I'm going to do mine as well.
Okay, well,
Chief, you wanna talk about your situation?
Okay, well, do you want to announce your transfer quickly?
Oh, it's Jordan Pickford in for Jakupovic.
Get in.
Yeah.
Get
congratulations. Woo.
I will not be starting him this week, despite his game against Stoke. I have Hugo Lloris against West Brom, and Hugo's keeping a clean sheet. That's all I'm saying.
That's
Good.
our Hugo. Well, he probably will. Anyway, Chief, do you want to have the second ever known live transfer on air in FPL? That was a totally clunky sentence, but you get the idea.
Do you know what? I want to congratulate Luke in doing that. I think he's made a FPL history for
Wow.
that first live transfer.
Thank you,
Should
Chief.
I follow in his footsteps and do mine as well? So my dilemma, the situation that I have is I've got Coleman. He's got Man City. I've got Lovren. He's got United. I've got I've got Evans. He's got Spurs. So I'm going to keep Lovren because of the good run of upcoming games. I'm going to keep Coleman because of his good run of upcoming games, apart from this week. Evans is the one I'm willing to sell. He's also got good run of upcoming games. I think they can nick a clean sheet this weekend. However, I could, having said all of that, I could roll a transfer with a weak defence for this week and hope Aguero scores 6 goals. But that's it. This is it. Should I or shouldn't I? Luke's taking the plunge. I want two
That's a good
next
question.
week. I want you guys to vote. Should I do Evans to Francis or should I keep the FT? Please tell me now.
Here, I'm actually gonna do a Twitter poll. Should FPL Chief? You're actually at FPL Hints on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go.
What are you pondering? Keep Johnny Evans.
In the meantime, while Luke types rapidly and Chief ponders, I'll just quickly run through my team. Aguero captain, Dini and Lukaku up front. I have Pantonio in midfield. Yes, that is both Pai and Antonio. Yes, I do have 2 West Ham players. Yes, I've had it for a few weeks. No, I'm not crazy. Walcott and Firmino rounding out that. Firmino would be a good differential captain pick, probably better than Walcott in my eyes. Even though he's playing Man U at home, I think it's Man U at home and it's Man U away from home. I think that's just a recipe for disaster for Jose Mourinho's men so far anyway. That said, they could go and keep a clean sheet and win 2-0 and Juan Mata getting both goals again, and then we'd all look, a little silly, but it's Juan Mata. He always scores against Liverpool. He does nothing but score against Liverpool, it seems.
Yeah.
Koscielny, who I just brought in along with Walcott. I dumped... Who did I even dump for Koscielny? Oh, Antonio Valencia, a Man United player. Ashley Williams sitting in there in defence. I've put him ahead of Johnny Evans, who's playing at home to Tottenham. I don't know precisely why. Oh yeah, it's because Williams might score a goal and Evans is just less likely to score a goal. Holebas playing away to Middlesbrough, and finally, last but not least, probably actually the best, Lloris playing away to West Brom.
So Stag, you've already made your transfers.
Yeah, 2 transfers, 2 free transfers. I could have been the first person to do 2 free transfers live, but
I like
such is the way. You're the Armstrong, and Chief over there is the Aldrin, and I'm just the Michael Collins that everyone seems to have forgotten who stayed inside the duffel.
Yeah, I think you made a smart move.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with my move, in fairness.
Okay, so we need to help Chief. We need to help Chief figure his move this week. So
Can I say something? I've got this feeling that if I keep the transfer and I roll it for next week, Simon Francis against Scott. He's going to get 3 points. He's going to get the clean sheet, and I'm going to hate myself. So that's the situation where I know that Simon Francis will score if I don't buy him. I had him at the start of last season, and he was absolutely rubbish for me. So I don't really like him, and I really wish I had Adam Smith. It is a tough call because my defence is quite weak. I'm not going to start Jordi Amat. Like I said, the other defenders I have don't have great fixtures. It's almost as if, the other thing is, if I didn't do the transfer, I would actually do like a mini wildcard, 2 free transfers and a -4 next weekend. And I think that's really nice coming off the back of the international break and some.
Yeah.
So that's it. I really don't know. And normally I publish my team by now, so I'm kind of panicking.
So, Chief, I will tell you what the crowd is saying. So, if you want to have the first crowd-sourced live FPL transfer, I think that's probably the most accurate way of representing this. We've got 33 votes on Luke's poll. 30% of people have said keep Johnny
Oh.
Evans. Yeah, and that's
Okay.
Johnny.
So
And
70% of them want you to sell Johnny Evans.
And that's Johnny with a H.
Yeah.
Wow. Stats don't lie. 71% say sell Johnny Evans and buy Francis. You're hearing it. This is
Yeah.
a second, not a first, a second.
Wow.
I'm doing a live transfer.
This is
I'm
amazing.
selling Johnny Evans and I'm buying Simon Francis for my FPL team. Game week 8, 16-17, and he won't score. But I'll buy him anyway.
Momentous.
I'm
Truly
proud of you,
momentous.
Chief. I'm proud of you. I think that's
In
a great
fairness,
move.
in the time it took me to finish my sentence, there was 10 more votes and it went up to 43, and the percentages still held 70-30. So. There you go.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I think that's a
Really?
smart move. You'll be happy. He's got Hull this week. I think it's more likely than not he keeps a clean sheet. So I think we've had good transfers all around here, boys. I'm excited.
I think we'll all know after Monday Night Football for sure. But yeah, I'm just going to send out another little memo to people. We have 17 subscribers on the channel right now, and there's currently double that watching, if not a bit more.
Wow, that's
so if
awesome.
if you'd hit the subscribe button on our channel, that would be great. We need to get that up as high as we can, just in terms of getting more viewers, getting more exposure, all these sort of things to keep this show on the road for future weeks. So subscribe, hit that button.
And can I just give a shout out? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sure.
For a very long time, I've always had this wish of doing a live FPL show just before a game week, and also doing one during an actual game week. And I want to give some credit here to Joe Ryan, Joe Ryan 365 on Twitter. He was one of the first people, if not the first person that I've ever seen do a live FPL show. What he did last season, and you know, he was a pioneer in that respect. So I would like to thank him for doing that. I hope that, you know, what we're doing, you know, I hope we can carry on, you know, or I hope we can build on that, and I hope that we can make it fun, engaging, and something that people really want to listen to. You know, we're not here just to, you know, just talk for the sake of it. We talking about it because we love FPL. We're addicted to it, and I hope you are too.
This is my fucking life, dude.
Look, as Conor McGregor says, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
Yeah, completely agreed. And the show's only going to get better. So
exactly.
keep spreading
We're
the
ironing
word.
out the technical difficulties. James Parter has said he'll spread the word for this channel. So I don't think we could have needed anything more. James Parter is doing it, so you should do it too.
You know what? To be honest, I think we actually had a pretty successful first show right here.
Yeah, no, it's gone well. I'm pretty happy with it. I hope everyone's enjoyed it.
Yep.
The
So
audience-
everyone
But
just oh, hold on. Go ahead, Chief.
The audience is slowly dipping off, but yeah, we've been recording for a solid hour now.
Yep.
And I'm going to have to interject and say, can I show my curtains?
Oh, please.
Whoa.
Please show the curtains, dude.
This is gonna.
Can you see that, guys?
Not yet. But wait, I haven't got the stream playing.
Oh, Lord. The curtains have been shown to YouTube. The curtains are out.
Oh, I see them now. My stream was delayed, but I see it. Look at those fine curtains.
You know, this may be the closest we ever get to a Chief face reveal.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
as James says, James is our top contributor for this week. I'm going to make this a new little segment. Top contributor for Game Week 8 FPL Live. Go to James Parter, who
Game
said
Week
those
MVP.
are not PG-13.
That's great.
Camera off, but if I turn it off, you'll see me. So I'm a bit scared. Can everyone close their eyes, please?
Well, I'll just. I think we're getting towards the end of the show, so I'll just cut the stream pretty soon. Oh, you're
Alright.
back off. Okay, guys. Anything else we need to go over? Or you think that's pretty much it?
No, just best of luck to everyone in Game Week 8. Hopefully we'll be back on the road with this live podcast for either Game Week 9 or Game Week 10. Probably Game Week 9.
Yeah. Give everyone a follow on Twitter. Twitter's easily the best place to reach us. We've got the Chief is at FPL Hints on Twitter. We've got Stag at FPL Stag and myself at FPL Thunshot. I think that's it, boys.
That's it. Yeah. So there you go. That's our multi team of one American, one Irishman, and one Englishman. It's not a bad joke. It's just a podcast or a live podcast. So yeah, thanks very much for listening, guys. That's the end of my input anyway. Good night.
You too. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening.